and I'm here today with my daughter Ava so we can show you how simple it is to make your own homemade fresh nut milks. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're going to be making a cinnamon spice pecan milk. It's a really lovely recipe to do with your kids in the kitchen. It's also great at this time of year with the winter holidays approaching. I think this milk would be awesome served alongside some snickerdoodle cookies or even some ginger snap cookies. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Milk is always good with cookies. So even the dairy-free kind. Okay, so we are going to start with a cup of raw pecans. These pecans have been soaked in filtered water in a bowl. So last night I took a cup of pecans, raw pecans, put them in a bowl with some filtered water, let them soak in the fridge overnight, and then this morning we drained them. Good, they're almost all in there. And it's really important, I'm going to help you get that last bit, really important to rinse them very well. So 1 cup of pecans, soaked, drained, and rinsed. They go right into your blender. Perfect. Next up, we're going to add 2 pitted dates. So I don't always add dates to my nut milks. It adds a little bit of sweetness. Sometimes I put them in and sometimes I don't. But I think that little touch of natural sweetness is really nice when you're making a cinnamon milk. Okay, next up we've got 1 fresh vanilla bean here. So we're going to throw the whole thing in there. The pod, the beans, the whole thing. We've got a high-powered blender and it'll pulverize it and it's delicious in there. But you could also substitute 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And on my blog at amandascorner.com, I do have a recipe for homemade vanilla extract. It's great, it's easy to do, and there's no alcohol and no added sugars. So you can check that out too. Okay, we've got a pinch of sea salt going in next. Just a little bit of salt, it just helps bring out the flavor. Good?
Whoops.
That's okay. That's how you know that it's live. There you go. All right, and then we're also going to add just a dash of cinnamon. So I'm going to put in about an eighth of a teaspoon. Okay, final ingredient. We're going to add 3½ cups of filtered water. We're going to pour it carefully right into the blender. So when you make your own nut milks, then you know exactly what's going into them. You have control over the ingredients. If you are an ingredient detective like I am, when you check out the list of ingredients on store-bought varieties, it's not always a pretty sight. You might find some questionable ingredients that are also hard to pronounce. Okay, get your blender lid on nice and tight. Okay, we're going to flip it on right here, and we're going to blend. Okay, here we go. We've got our cinnamon spice pecan milk all blended up. Some people like to drink it just like this. It's kind of equivalent to orange juice with the full pulp, but others like to strain it. What we're going to do is run it right through our strainer. You could also use cheesecloth. So we're going to pour just a little bit in because our strainer will only hold so much. Good, that's good. We can fill up the strainer. Keep going. And then the liquid's going to come through real easily at first, but as more and more of the pulp, the pecan pulp, settles in there, you can use a spoon and just gently stir and kind of rub it along the bottom of the strainer. That will help move your liquid through. So I like to use these containers for my nut milks. They're actually from when my kids were babies. They are Dr. Brown's BPA-free formula containers. I think they hold 40 ounces, and they have this great lid. After you make your homemade nut milks or seed milks and you have them in the fridge, they will separate a little bit. That's how you know it's a natural milk, okay? That's fine. And this is a real easy way to stir it up. Otherwise, you can just use a spoon. Okay, so here we are. We have run all of our cinnamon spiced pecan milk through the strainer. And we've used our spoon to assist moving the liquid through. It just took a couple of minutes. We chose not to use a nut milk bag for this recipe because the pecan milk tends to get a little gummy and it's really tough to move it through. Besides, most people have a strainer or cheesecloth lying around in their kitchen, and you may or may not have a nut milk bag. So this way you can make your homemade milk and not have to buy anything extra. All right, what to do with all this pulp? Instead of just tossing it and letting it go to waste, you can either compost it, or what I like to do and this is from a previous batch. I like to save it, and then I will spread it out on a tray and either stick it in a dehydrator, or you could put it in an oven at a low temperature setting, dry it out, just spread it out on your pan, dry it out, and then you'll be left with cinnamon spice pecan flour. And it would add a yummy and nutritional boost to any baked goods, like muffins, which we had for breakfast this morning, or cookies or scones or whatever you like. So that is a great little tip, and that's how I like to use it. So I'm just going to add this to my stuff pile here, and I'll dehydrate it and be left with a lot of yummy flour. Okay, should we try it? Mm-hmm. All right. You, like we talked about at the beginning of the video, can serve this alongside a treat. But this is also good on its own. I prefer to have it nice and icy cold, but we're just going to try it a little right now. Hold on, we'll do a cheers. Thank you for helping me. All right, cheers. I think it's awesome. Oh, she's not coming up for air. What do you think, Ava? Ava did a great job. Again, a really easy recipe, a great recipe for the holidays. If you like what you saw, then be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Amanda Tennant and to check out my blog at amandascorner.com. All right, anything you want to say? Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.